Hi everybody. Today we are going to try and make a German shells blanket. Okay, and I'll get you started with this pattern and take you through it step by step until we reach the point where the pattern just keeps repeating itself, and then you can continue on to make your blanket as big as you want. So this is just going to be a sample square for today. So to get started, you have your slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to join, excuse me, you're going to join like so with a slip stitch to create a little circle. And now I'm going to again always work your tail in as you're going along. It's just easier for yourself. So you chain 3 to start your round 1. Okay, and this counts as a treble crochet, and then into this ring you're going to put 19 more treble crochet, giving you a total of 20, and that will be your first round complete. So you can use whatever wool you want for this. You can change wool color also according to your own taste, and if not, you can just work in the one color the whole way through as well. So that's one, and as I say, make sure you have 19 more treble crochet in this round to create your first round. So keep going and I'll meet you there. So we've come back around now and we have to close that. So you work into the top of the chain 3, which would be here, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to close that round with a slip stitch. Okay, like so. You're going to chain up 3 to start round 2, and this will act as one treble. And then you're going to work into the stitches around again. You're going to put 2 treble in one stitch, then 1 treble, 2 treble. So every second stitch you'll put 2 treble crochet. Okay, and that's just going to increase your round 2. It's just going to increase the amount of stitches that we have. So into the next space, work 2 treble crochet, and in this round you should have you will have 30 by the time you finish. So we had 20 in our first, we'll have 30 in our second, and then we will have another increase after that, bringing us to 40, and then you will just start working the shape then of your German shell. Okay, so it gets interesting after that. So we have 3 chain, and in here put another treble crochet, so that's 2 treble, next stitch 1 treble, okay, and repeat again, next 2 treble. So it's 2 treble, 1 treble the whole way around. Make sure you have a total of 30 in this one, and that's all you do. So I'm off with 1 treble and keep going all the way around with 1 treble, 2 treble, all the way around, and I'll meet you there. Now, so we've come all the way around again, and we'll do as we always do when we're closing around, join it with a slip stitch into the top of your turning chain, or into the top of your 3 chain in the previous round. Okay, then chain up 3, this will act as a treble crochet. Into the next stitch, put a treble crochet. So in effect here now, you will have 2 treble crochets. So you have your chain 3, which acts as a treble, and you've just put a treble crochet into the next stitch. So that's 2 treble crochet. Into the next stitch, you will put 2 into the same stitch. Okay, this is our increase round again. So we're just increasing it again by putting 2 into the same stitch here. And this will be a repeat as well. So the repeat will be a treble. This acts as a treble, and we have another treble in a single stitch. Then we have 2 treble in the next stitch. So the next 2 will be 1 treble crochet in each, and then you'll put your 2 treble to make your increase. So off we go. Treble crochet in the next, treble crochet in the next, and 2 treble crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and you're just going to work that then the whole way around again until you have a total of 40 stitches in round 3. So that's all you do. Next, 1 treble, 1 treble, 2 treble. That's the repeat the whole way around. And off you go the whole way around until we have our 40 stitches. Okay, so 1 treble, 1 treble, and 2 treble in the next. Okay, so it's every third stitch really, I suppose, is where you're putting the increase in this round. So I have 2 treble in here because I have 2 in these stitches, 1, 2, and now I need to put 2 to make my increase. I hope I'm explaining that properly. Okay, so off you go, and I'll meet you at the end of this round, and we're nearly there then with the starting off of the German shell blanket pattern. And back we go and close our round again into the top of our 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, like so. Closes the round, and now on round 4 we will chain up 4, and this chain up 4 will act as 1 treble and 1 chain. Okay, and you'll see in a minute now what happens with our 4 chain acting as a treble and 1 chain space. So you will now, into each stitch around, put a treble and 1 chain. Okay, a treble and 1 chain, a treble and 1 chain. Okay, so you can see it just creates spaces for us to work into in the next round. So that's all you do for this round, and you should have a total of 40, 1 treble and 1 chain. So off you go and do that, and I will meet you there, and we will start round 5 of our blanket pattern. Okay, so now we're going to close that round, and we're going to close it with a slip stitch into the top of the 3 chain, because if you remember, this one acts as our chain space from the previous round. We chained up 4 in the previous round starting off, and now for this round you're going to chain up 5. This is called a loopy round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. Okay, and now you're going to skip the first treble crochet, which is here. Okay, and then you're going to skip the next one. So you're going to skip these 2. Okay, so by skipping these 2, you will then double crochet in the next chain space. So skip these 2 and then double crochet into the chain space. Okay, and now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now you are going to, it's into the chain spaces now we'll be making our loops as we go around for this round. Okay, so then we chained 3, you're going to skip this chain space, and then you are going to double crochet in this one, like so. So you can see it's starting to come together. So we had our 5 chain, double crocheted, and then we skipped a chain space, we made our 3 chain, and we double crocheted into it. Okay, so you're going to do that 3 times. So this is once, and now you're going to do it 2 more times, giving you a total of 3. So you're going to chain 3. Okay, you're going to skip the chain space. Okay, and then into the next one you will make a double crochet, like so. So we're making our loops. We had our 5 chain loop, we have a 3 chain loop, now we have another, and we have to do it 1 more time. So in total you're going to have 5 chain loops and 3 chain loops in this round. Okay, so it'll start coming together as we're going along, you'll see it. Skip a chain space, double crochet into the next one. Okay, so now you're going to make a set of 5 chains now. Okay, and you'll see that there now in a second. So we started with 5, and we have 3 chain spaces. Okay, I know it sounds more complicated than it actually is. So chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold out your work to see where you're at. Skip 2 treble crochet, 1, 2. Double crochet in the next chain space, like so. All right. Chain up 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 treble crochet, and then, so you've skipped this, and then in here you're going to put your double crochet in that chain space. So you're securing your loops in the chain space as you're going along, okay? And you have to skip a few of the trebles. So if you're having difficulty, just press pause and rewind as you're going along. And now we are going to make another set of the 3 chains, like these ones. Okay, I'm calling them sets, but you'll have three chains, okay, with double crochet securing them, and then you'll have 2 5 chains, and they're going to kind of act, the 5 chains will act as our corners, and you'll see that coming together in the next round or so. So this is called the loopy round, and it might actually drive you loopy by the time you're finished, but stick with it and it'll be worth it because it's a very pretty pattern. Okay, so off we go now again. 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. So we've made our 3 chain, okay, and you are going to skip a chain space, and then you're going to put a double crochet to secure it. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip a chain space, double crochet into the next one to secure it. So that's 2 3 chains is what we've made there now. 1, 2, and you have to have 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Skip a chain space, in I go. And now we'll make our next 5 chain loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, put up my wool, and 1 more chain, 5. And if you remember, we skip 2 treble crochet. Okay, when we make our 5 chain loop, we will skip 2 treble crochet, and then we'll double crochet into the chain space to secure the loop. And then we make another 5 chain. So you have 2 5 chains groups, we'll say, if this makes it easier for you, and you have 3 chain loops. Okay, so we had 2 5s, 3 chain, we made another 5 chain. Now we're going to make another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that out there. Skip 2 treble, and into the chain space after the 2 treble that you skipped, you will secure it with a double. Now we have to make the 3 chain loops again. 1, 2, 3. And if you remember, you skip a treble. So if you go back here to see, you skip a treble, and then it's into the next one, you secure it. So you work to your 3 chain, so we're skipping, and in, okay, so we skip a chain space and then we crochet into the next one. Okay, and secure that with a double crochet. So that's our 5. There are 2 5s. Now we're making our 3 3s, and 1, 2, 3. Skip a chain space, secure it with a double crochet, and one final 3 chain loop before we start another 5 chain loop. 1 second there now, and I put up my wool. So I have 1, 2, 3. I skip a chain space, and then I secure it with a double crochet into the next one. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like. They're my 5s, and these are my 3 chain loops. All right, now we're going to make another 5 chain loop set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 treble and crochet into the chain space with a double crochet, make another 5 chain loop, 2, 3, 4 and 5, skip 2 treble and make a double crochet in the chain space. So I have another 2 5 chain. Okay, so if I put it down now, it's starting to look like this, and in a while you'll see that these are kind of going to act as your corner. Those 5 chain loop spaces will act as your corners when you're going forward. So this is a variation of the German shells blanket pattern, and again you can make it your own as you progress through your crochet stitches. And what I mean by that is you can vary the starting point of your blanket. You could start with maybe a star or a flower shape pattern in the middle, and then work the loops around to create your corners. So that's something that we can advance to at a later stage. So for now we're going to just stick with this little pattern, and now I must make my 3 chain sets, 1, 2, 3, skip a chain space, into the next one I double crochet, I make another 3 chain set, 3 chain loop, I skip the chain space, and then I work into the next one. Okay, so I have 2, 1, 2, and I must make one more, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I skip one and I secure it with a double crochet. And here we are. We're nearly back now to where we started, and what you'll see now is, if I stop here for a minute, so this is where we started with our 5 chain before we went on to making our 3 chain loops, and we need now to close this with another 5 chain because we just finished 3 chain loops, 1, 2, 3, and now we have to start our 5 chain to finish the round. Okay, and when you finish this one, you've already had one at the start of the round, and you're finishing with one, so that acts then as the 5 chain set when the 2 are closed together, if that makes sense. Okay, because we didn't make 2 5 chains starting off here, we just did 1 before we started our 3. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, and the whole way around. Okay, so you, in effect, you have 4 chain 5 sets. Okay, so to finish you will end with a chain 5, as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip these 2, okay, as we would when we're making the 5 chain sets. Skip those, and then you're going to double crochet in the chain 1 space, which is here, right before the chain 5 of the start of the round. So this is the start of our round, and this is where we're going to finish, in here with a double crochet like so. And if you can see that, okay, so if I put it down flat, you might be able to see. So look, you can see these loops are bigger than the ones in between. There are 5 chains. So and then you're going to slip stitch to close this round into the first loop of the round. So slip stitch in, if I hold that out there, we secured it with a double crochet just before it in the chain space, and now we're going to slip stitch to close the round. So we're going to start now with our next round, which we will create arches. Okay, so you'll see those coming together there now in a second. Okay, so I'm introducing a new color here. Okay, so I've cut off the old color and secured it like you normally would when you're cutting off your work, and I'm introducing a new color. And everybody will have their own way of introducing a new color. So for this type of a pattern, when we have loops and we're introducing a new color into a loop, I prefer to have cut off the previous work and then introduce the new work into the loop. It just sits better, I think, in your work. So again, you'll find your own way as time goes on. Okay, and just find your tail from the previous work. So I'm going to try and work in the previous tail and the new tail, okay, as I'm working along, just to secure it. So I've just put it through. So this is what it looks like at the back. Okay, like so. Okay, that's the tail part of it, and then I've just introduced it. Okay, so you'll just have to fiddle around with it till you get a hold of it yourself. Okay, and you can also create a slip knot if you wanted to. You could just create a regular slip knot if you wanted to. Okay, if you find that easier for yourself. Okay, and then you could, it would be secure enough for you there as well, and just introduce your new colour that way as well. Okay, with a slip stitch. Okay, so as I've started here now, I'll just continue doing that, but you don't have to do that. Again, as I say, you'll find your own way. And I'm holding down the two tails now as I'm working along because it'll be easier. Okay, so we will chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we will finish this round now. So into each chain 5 space, okay, across, you will put 10 treble crochet. Okay, and I'll just get you started on that. And it's not going to change the whole way around. So you have the 5 chain loops with your 10 treble, and then we have our 3 chain loops, and I'll show you what to do in those. And then it'll just be the same process the whole way around. So just keep those tails down, and you see I'm crocheting them in. I'm crocheting them in as I go along. So here they are, and it just keeps it secure then in your work. Okay, so keep going along till you have 10. So the 3 chains acts as 1 treble at the start of our work, and thereafter you will be just making sure that you have 10 treble in each chain 5 loop. So count them. If you're not sure, hold out your chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, and that completes the first 5 chain of our new round. And it's all treble crochets that we're doing in that one, like so. Now you can let go of the tails then, okay, because if you start bringing them back, especially if you're changing color, it doesn't matter if you have the same color now, this only applies to 2 colors. If you start working it across the rest of your work, you're going to start seeing the new color coming across it. So it's nice and secure there now from where we started, so we're going to let those go now. And now we're at the 3 chain loops, and into the 3 chain loops you will put a double crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, okay, and then we're going to work across to the next one with a double crochet, 3 chain, work across to the next one with a double crochet. Okay, that's creating this for you then. It's just creating another 3 chain space in this round. And now we're over to our corners. Remember, our 5 chain spaces are going to be the corners of our blanket. You will just work your 10 treble crochet. So that's all you have to remember for this round, and keep going till you come all the way around, and I'll meet you there and I'll show you how to join, and we'll start the next round. So just a quick reminder for this round: in our 5 chain spaces, 10 treble crochet. Again, you have another one here. Into these spaces you will work your double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet. Start off into the loop then again with your, so there's no 3 chain at the end of this loop, okay? Just remember that if you have a look there. Or 10, or double, or 3 chain, or double, or 3 chain, or double, and straight into the 5 chain loop. So keep going till we come back around here, and we'll get going on the next round. Okay, so we've come all the way back around now, and we did our 10 double crochet in the last 5 chain space, and you're going to join with a slip stitch. Open out your work to make sure that you're getting it in the right place. Okay, and you're just going to join it with a slip stitch like so. You're going to chain up 3 to start the next round, and then you're going to work the trebles into all of those trebles in each corner space. Okay, so you're just going to work across, okay, to get to the spaces over here. All right, and then we will continue on. So just do that, and this, it'll be the same repeat then for not the same repeat, but you will be just doing the exact same thing in the 10 treble crochet, sorry, and then the little chain spaces, the 3 chain spaces between them. So I'll bring you over to the 3 chain spaces now, and I'll show you what to do, and you'll just continue on doing the same thing until you get all the way around. Okay, so work into that and hold out your work and work into that. Now, so our beginners should be pretty much well advanced at this stage now, because I think we're in week 14 of our Crochet at the Lantern for beginners, and we've learned a good bit so far, so you'd be well able to do something like this now, because it's just practicing the stitches that you have been introduced to. Okay, and it's just about different techniques then at this stage. So you've mastered all the basic stitches. We'll have a recap maybe next week for beginners of all the stitches that we have done, and maybe the ones that I haven't done that I will include all in the one tutorial. And from there on then, it's just about different techniques and following patterns after that. The world's your oyster with crochet then. So now we have our 10 made, okay, of our treble crochet, and now we are just going to double crochet into the next loop. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to just double crochet in here. Looks like this. And now we're back over to the corner, and you're going to work the 20 treble crochet, okay, is what you're going to work, because obviously you have 2 sets. Then you're just going to put your, what we've just done here, our double crochet, or 3 chain, or double crochet, and you are then going to just come back around to the next corner and work the trebles then again. So I'll get you started on that, and we'll come all the way around, okay, and I'll meet you there and we'll start again. So you're just repeating what we've just done, so it's not, don't be put off by it at all, because it's actually easier than it looks. You have to really start doing it to get the feel for it, okay? So give it a go and I'll meet you back around here. Okay, so we have come all the way around. All right, and we're going to join our work with a slip stitch. Just make sure you have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one more in here, like so. Make sure that I have the right amount. So you're just crocheting into the top of your trebles, okay, from the previous round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm just double checking that I have the right amount before I continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I thought I was missing one there for a minute. Now, so into the top we go. We join with our slip stitch, okay, chain up 4 in this round, and the chain up 4 is going to act as 1 treble and 1 chain, okay, and now into the next one you're going to put a treble. So this is a pretty straightforward round. You're just going to put 1 treble, 1 chain into each stitch, okay, into each of your trebles. Don't forget your chain, 1 chain, 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble, and you're just going to work that all the way across, okay, until we get to here, and I will do that for you. I'll show you how to do it, and then you just continue doing the same thing the whole way around. So I think I forgot my chain 1 there. So we chain 1 and in we go. So you're just working your trebles, your chain 1 each time into the stitches of the previous round, into your trebles of the previous round. Chain 1. Make sure you chain 1. I keep forgetting the chain 1, I think. So go back. And you'll just see that the chain 1 space just gives you these little spaces again. So we've done this stitch already in one of the previous rounds. and chain 1, and off we go again. So make sure you will have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, chain 1, 9, chain 1, and the last one in here, if you hold it out. Okay, this is the 3 chain loop from the previous round, so if you're not sure, just hold out your work so you can see that you're in this one. You have to go in here, okay, and just put a treble in there. Okay, that's the 3 chain loop from the previous round. So you're going to skip this one, okay, and then you're going to just start off again into the next lot, which will be 20 in total. Okay, that's the previous round. So you're going to work 20 in here. So make sure you don't go into this, because that's your, sorry, make sure you don't go into this stitch first. If you hold it out, that's your 3 chain loop, which we're skipping. We're not going in to the double crochet, okay, which is here, where you're going into the trebles. So we started trebles all around, that's 20. Skip your chain loop, 20 again. So when I say 20, it's 20 trebles with 1 chain space between them. Treble, chain 1, a treble, chain 1. Okay, so that's all you're going to do. It's going to and you can see it starting to bring your work in, and you'll see it clearly now when we're finished this round. So you're working trebles with a 1 chain space into the 20 trebles. You're skipping the 3 chain loop, okay, and then you're working the same again into each corner. So these are our 4 corners, if you remember. And again, remember, when you come to the last treble here, you don't chain 1 to start over on the next block, okay? So try and remember that. So if you continue on, I did chain 1 into my next treble. So that's all you're going to do for this round, and remembering not to put a chain 1 at the end of the treble at the last of the 20, if that makes sense. Skip our loop, 20 trebles with a chain 1, except for the last one, there is no chain 1, we're just skipping right over. Keep going, meeting you now where we left off, and we've come all the way back around to join where we started in the beginning, and we will be joining with a slip stitch. And we're going to start the next round. And this round is chain up 5. And this round is going to be a series of loops that we're going to create all the way along our work. And it's going to dip down, okay? You can see it dipping down here. These are called valleys. So we're going to create loops, and then we're going to jump across the valley, and we're going to create more loops. And you'll see how to do that. It's very straightforward. So we chained up 5. We're going to skip the first 2 treble, and we're going to double crochet into the chain space. So we've skipped 2 and we've double crocheted into the chain space. We're going to chain up 3 now, okay, and we're going to make a series of 3 loops. We're going to skip 2 treble crochet, and we're going to put a double crochet in that chain space. Make another 3 chain loop, skip 2 trebles, and put your double crochet in. So you can see it, okay? Our loops are forming. One more time, make another 3 chain loop and jump across to here. So you're not going into the next one, you're going into the one after it. So you can see that there now. So our 5 and then our 3 sets of 3 chain loop, or set of 3 I should say. Now you're going to skip the next 4. So we're coming down to a valley here. Now if I put it down there now, you might be able to see it. So we've made our loops here, look. Okay, and now it's dipping down, and this will help you now as well when you're skipping your trebles. So these 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4, because we need to jump across here. Okay, so you're going to chain 5 to jump across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip the 4, all right, and then you're going to double crochet into that chain 1 space. So you see how it bridges the valley to bring you over to your arch. Okay, so now chain up 3, and we will skip 2 treble crochet, and we will put a double crochet into that one. And you're going to do it again. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and you go double crochet, chain 3, skip 2, and then put your double crochet into that chain space. So now, how many have I made? 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you are going to then, you're going to skip another 2 here, 1, 2, and you're going to double crochet into that space. So if we stop there now for a minute, okay, you can just about see that the chain 5s kind of match up with our corners, okay? If you have a look there, the chain 5s match, they're as good a close to the corners as you can get. And then we have the 3 chain loops between them. We have the 5 chain bridging the valley, bringing us over the arches. We're going the opposite way actually, over this way, okay? So we chained 5 there now, and we did a double crochet into that chain space, and you're going to do another arch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and you are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and you're going to crochet a double crochet in there into that one. If I put it down now, okay, so they're pretty much matching, or not matching, in line with your very starting corners. Okay, so your 5 chain will always be your corner markers, okay, for the rounds that we're doing at the minute. And now in between those we will have sets of 3 chain loops, 1, 2, 3, skip a chain space, work in to the next with a double, chain up 3, skip a chain space, work into the next chain space with a double. And we have to have 3 of those 3 chain loops. 3 chain, skip a chain space, work in to the next one. And now you can see that we're back to the next valley here. And remember, to get over, we need to chain 5 to bring us over. So we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold out your work if you're not sure. You're skipping 4, so if you count them, they're 4 trebles, okay? But you're just literally trying to get right over here. So if you count that, there's 4 trebles between that. That makes it easy for you to figure out where you are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to jump across, and we are going to secure that then with our double crochet, and it brings us across. And off we go again. So if you remember what we had to do then next, so we did 3 chain. So if you actually stop for a minute and have a look, you can see that you're kind of doing on each arch that there are 2 sets of the 3 chain loops, one my corner, and then another set of the 3 chain loops. So that might be helpful as well, and to know that. So you'd have 3 chain, and we are skipping 1 chain space, and we're working into the next. Okay, so if I hold that out, and then I go again, 2, 3, and off I go again. Okay, so I'm just going to finish those 3 chain loops, and then I'll bring you to the next corner, and we'll keep going then. So I have another 3 chain loop made. I'm skipping, and I'm coming over now to start the next corner. Okay, so that's where we are. Chain up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, treble, double crochet, make the next chain 5 loop or corner, skip your 2 and you go, that's another corner made. So there's our bridge, our chain 5 across our valley. There's our sets of 3 chain loops. Then our corner we made with our chain 5, and now we're going to make the 3 chain loop sets again. So chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, skip a chain space into the next one. That's 1. So you have to have 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, another 3 chain, make another loop, skip the chain space, in I go. So you're just going around making your corners, and you know, we're just making loops. So we're making our chain 5 loop corners, we're making our 3 loop chain spaces, we're coming across with a chain 5 to bridge the valley there, okay, and we're just repeating it the whole way around. So I have 1 loop, 2 loops, and I need one more. 1, 2, 3, skip a chain space into the next one, and now we need to jump across again. So we're back to the chain 5 to get across here, and hold out your work so you can see these 4 trebles that you have to miss. And to get across we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need to get across over here with a double crochet. That has brought me across. So we must continue along doing that. We must chain up now 3 again to make our loops, skipping a chain space, working into the next one. Make sure you have 3 sets of the 3 chain loops, okay, skipping the 1 chain space, working into the next, until you get to the corner for your chain 5. So if you keep doing that now, pause and rewind if you're having difficulty with it, okay, and just keep going and you'll have it in no time, and I'll meet you around here, okay. I must just come across here now, and I'll meet you there, and we'll take off again from there. Now, so we're back to where we started with our first chain 5 loop, and we'll have to make another chain 5 loop to finish that last corner. So if I hold that out there, okay, this is where we started. If I just go back out a bit there, this is where we started, okay. Here, that chain 5, we've made our 3 chain loops, our chain 5 to come across the valley, our sets of 3 chain loops again, our 2 chain 5 to make our corner, our 3 chain loops across the valley, all the way around, doing the same thing, across the valley, all the way around, our corner, chain 5, our chain 3, and now we have to have another chain 5 here to finish the corner that we started, okay. And you'll have finished your last 3 chain loop in under here, and these 2 then, you count these 2, okay. This is the first chain 5 loop, so if you hold it out you can see them, 1, 2, okay. And I'll bring that closer there now again for you to see. Does that help? But chain up 5, because we have to make our loop, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to go down in under here, okay, and you are going to secure that, okay, with a slip stitch like so, okay. So that's our corner, and then we're going to start another round. So I'm going to stick with the grey for the time being, and I might change over maybe for the last 2 rows just to show you the color difference again if you want to. Okay, so the next row then we're going to be making a series of arches now in the next row again. So what you need to do for this one is chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into this chain 5 loop you're going to put 9 trebles, okay, and that first chain 3 will act as a treble. So really you have 10 trebles to be counting in that 5 chain loop, and we've done this already in previous round, okay. I think it might have been back here. We've done that already, okay? So you'll be familiar with it, with putting the trebles into the 5 chain. So I'm just going to count those there now, just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. Okay. Now, so if I put that down there. So we're starting our next round here, okay? This will be a 5 chain that will finish when we come all the way around, okay? So now we have a 3 chain loop next, okay? So you will then double crochet into that loop, like so. And you will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you will double crochet into the next loop. You'll chain 3 again, and then you will double crochet into the next loop. So we have done this already in a previous round, okay? So you will see that it'll just start repeating itself. So then now we come to the first chain 5 space, and what you're going to do there then is that you are just going to put 10 treble crochet into this chain 5. So you go 1, oops. So put 10 into that and work across, and I'll start here again, and we'll take it from there. So we've put our 10 treble crochet into the 5 chain space in our valley, okay? And now we're back to the 3 chain loops, and again we're trying to get over to the next corner space, okay, to make another arch. So it's a series of arches and loops and valleys that are going to take shape here for us, okay? So it's all about just connecting the whole lot of them then. And there's going to be a lot of repeating in it. So we will have a double crochet, chain 3, over to the next loop, double crochet, chain 3, and obviously we have one more loop, and you want to secure that with a double crochet. And then we have our 2 5 chain space loops here, and we're going to put 10 double crochet in each of those. So, or not double, 10 treble crochet in each of those. So if you just pause for a minute and take stock of what we did. So we started here, okay, and we put 10 treble crochet into our 5 chain. We went into our 3 chain space loops. We have 3 of them, with a double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet. Then we hit the bridge, the 5 chain that brought us across the valley, and we put 10 into that. So when you have the 5 chain, there'll be 10 go into that. Then we hit another 3 loops, and into that we did our double, our 3 chain, our double, 3 chain, double. And now we've hit a corner again with our 5 chain space, and we're putting 10 into each of those, and work along accordingly. So we'll have that'll be 20 in total, 10 in this and 10 in this, into our 3 loops here with our double, 3 chain, double, 3 chain, double, 3 chain, hit the 5 chain again, 10 in there, and so on and so forth. You're just repeating the whole way around. So give that a go, and I will meet you back here to join, and we'll take off into the next round. So I'm just finishing off that last 5 chain loop with the 10 treble crochet in it. Okay, and we're going to close the round. This is what it's looking like so. Okay, so you can see our corners, and you can see our arches and our corners. All right, and that's just made, they're just made then from a series of loops in one round, and then working into the loops in the next round, or in the next round then after that. Okay, so we're going to continue onto another round there now. So we're going to close this first with a slip stitch, and make sure you're working into the top of the 3 chain, which is here. Close it with a slip stitch, chain up 3 to start your next round, and into every one of these across here then you're going to just put a treble crochet into them. So you'll have 10 in total. So open out your work if you're not 100% sure of where you're going. That's our 3 chain from the previous round, and then you'll be working into each and every treble crochet across the top of them. Okay, and then we will continue on with the usual. We'll double crochet in here, chain 3, double crochet into the next loop, and then work across your trebles. You'll have 20 and you'll have another 10. That was the arch of the previous round, the bridge in the valley, and then around to the next corner. So keep going, and I'll join you at some stage to see how you're getting on. Okay, so we now are working our double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet, 3 chain. So at this stage we should have figured out that when we have the 3 chain loops, that we work a double crochet 3 chain into them, and that you're constantly just trying to connect from one set to another. Okay, so the pattern you'll find will start repeating, and eventually after a couple of rows you'll see that for yourself. So now we're just going to work our treble set, okay, which this is another arch, and we'll come over to a corner here. So work another 10, okay, and again just keep working around. You know by now that when you hit the trebles, you do the treble on top of them. When you hit the loops, the 3 chain loops, you'll have a double crochet, 3 chain and a double crochet, and then straight into the trebles again. You have 20 in your corners. You'll have 4 lots of those, and again look, you're coming back to your 3 chain loops again and again. Okay, trebles. So that's all this round is. So keep going with that, and I will meet you back where we started on this round, and we'll head in to the next round, and then we're nearly there then to the repeat round, and it'll just keep going and keep going, and you increase then as much as you want. Okay, so keep going with this round, and we'll meet you in a minute. Okay, so we're back around now, okay, and we're going to join the round again with the usual slip stitch into the top of the previous round, like so, with our slip stitch. And now we're going to start the next round, and the next round is our round 12. So we're after doing 12 rounds currently, okay, and from here on in, once we finish this one, you'll just be repeating rows 9 to 12. Okay, this is our variation of the German shell blanket. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, okay, and the 4 chain then is the 3 chain will act as our treble, and the 1 chain will act usually as a space for us. So then what you're going to do after that is you are going to treble into the next stitch. Okay, so if you look now at your pattern here, your stitches, these are all the trebles. So we're just going to work into the top of each of these all the way around. So we're going to get started there with that. And after you do a treble in each stitch, you will put 1 chain. So a treble, 1 chain, okay? And I'm going to bring you around now, because this is just going to be repeated now the whole way around in row 12. And I'm going to bring you as far as here, which is our 3 chain loop from the previous round, because we won't be working into that. We'll be skipping over it, but to skip over it, we just need to do 2 double crochet either side of it. So we'll get to that now first, but don't forget now your 1 chain between each treble. Okay, you're just working into the top of each of these now for this round. Okay, so this will just be a little bit slow here now till I get to that point. Okay, so like you can see the way the pattern is starting to work out, and it's really starting to come together, and it's starting to look pretty. And the repeat, once you get to this part, okay, this will be the tedious bit, getting from row 1 to row 12, but after that then it's just a repeat, as I say, of 4 rows after that then, and you increase and increase until you want the desired size yourself, okay? But if you just want to practice square, just do the 12 rows and add maybe an extra. I would then add maybe an extra 4 rows, as in the 9 to 12, just to see the finished sample then yourself. So now, so we need to have 1, which is what we started with, 3 chain plus 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I'm in the last one here. Okay, so what you do then in the next one, okay, is you you treble crochet in that, do a treble in that as well. And now you're going to skip the 3 chain loop. And then when you skip the 3 chain loop, okay, you come across here to your next. So these are 3 chain loops all the way around. If I open them out for you there. Okay, these are 3 chain loops all the way around till you get to these trebles, and that's what you're going to be working into. So the either side of your sets of trebles from the previous round, you will be putting, you're going to work treble crochets into all of them anyway with a 1 chain space, but either side you will just have a you will have your treble crochet, as I say. So in we go, less talking and more doing, makes it easier, I suppose. And you're going to chain 1, and you're going to continue that all the way to the end here. The only one you don't have a chain 1 in is at the end of it, when you're getting across to the next side. You don't chain 1 in the last treble. So that's the only thing you have to remember for this round. We're working trebles, chain 1s, skipping the 3 chain loop between them, and we don't have a chain 1 in the last. And I'm just going to work along to this one now, and after that then you'll be on your own, because it's just going to be the same thing. And when I say there isn't a chain 1 in the last treble, that's the only thing you have to remember for this round as well. But you should fly around it then in no time. And I'll do one more repeat, 9 to 12 rows, okay? And then that will be it. Thereafter you will just continue doing exactly rows 9 to 12. So there we are now, and we're down to the last treble, and again obviously we treble into this, and this is the one that I told you that this is the only one where you don't have a chain 1. Okay, so you skip the 3 chain, off you go with your trebles, chain 1 between them, no chain 1 in the last treble. So you're going to work across now the whole way. Okay, so keep going and see how you get on with that. And I'm going to bring you to the corner then, okay? So just keep going as far as the corner, and we're nearly there. And in our corners then you'll just have you'll have more doubles to work into. Okay, so I'll see you just there in a second. So we're closing this round with a slip stitch, okay, into the top as usual. Close your round. And now I'm going to introduce a new colour here. Okay, so I'm going to leave down the grey yarn and I'm going to take up the yellow. We'll all have our own way of joining a colour, okay, in a round. So I just bring it in through the loop as you saw there, and I just bring it through like this. And I'm just going to wrap the 2 yarn around the hook once, just to secure it now as I make the chains for the next round. And the next round asks you, and you can see what I'm doing there, I'm just drawing it through, making 1 chain. So it just secures a little bit. So we'll all have our own technique, as I say. If you're a beginner, you might find this helpful, and as you advance you'll find your own technique that works best for you. So this round requires 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start off, and this round is just going to be a series of loops, and you can forget about your tails You can cut off the wool of the previous round, okay, like so, and then just let your tails there and take up your new color. So you can let the tails down and worry about them at a later stage, or you can crochet them in behind, but bear in mind if you crochet them in now, because this is a round of loops, it will be obvious at the back of your work. So I'm just going to let those down, and I'm going to just darn them in, sew them in at a later stage for myself, okay? I might be able to catch them up in the next round, possibly, we will see. So again, as I say, this is a round of loops, and you're going to start with a 5 chain. You're going to skip 2 treble. We've done this round already in round 9, and now we're going to repeat round 9 to 12, and we're just going to continue doing that then the whole way around. Okay, so I'm actually now going to hold down those tails, and if I go back, I just want to show you what it'll look like if you secure them in. So hold them down, skip your 2, in you go under. Look, and if you look at the back, okay, you're just catching them at the back, and you're doing your double crochet. Okay, so that's what I said to you. You might be able to see the new color joining if you do that. But I'm just going, you can release it as well if you want. You can pull it at the back. It's going to look like this at the back. So I'm just going to work away now. Now we make 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. So this round is just going to be a series of 5 chain loops and 3 chain loops, and securing them in under the previous round with a double crochet. Skip 2 again, okay, and you're going to do a double crochet, chain 3 for the next loop, skip 2, double crochet in under, chain 3, okay, we'll work around there now, skip 2 again, 1, 2, in under, double crochet, and now we're going to stop here for a minute and just recap. We chained 5, we joined our color, we chained 5, we made a 5 chain loop, double crochet by skipping 2, 3 chain, skip 2, double crochet, 3 chain, skip 2, double crochet, 3 chain, skip 2, double crochet. So now you're going to skip now the next 4 treble crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're going to do is you're just going to bring your work across. Okay, you're going to hold it out first now, and you're going to just bring your work across, and you're going to double crochet. Okay, and you're just going to work along then. You're going to, actually I need to go back there a second because I think I've done something wrong there. So you're going to have to go back, yeah, sorry, apologies for that now. So it's good as well to highlight when you make a mistake as well, so that's how we learn. I forgot to make a 5 chain to get across this valley. I was wondering when I went over, I was saying it's very tight looking. So you chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 5, and that brings me to the whole point of this round with our 5 chain and 3 chain loops. Okay, so you'll have a series of 5 chain, 3 chain loops, and back to a 5 chain, skipping these 4, okay, and coming over then to start the next 3 chain loops. So we've secured with a double crochet, chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and you're just going to keep going around now doing that, chain 3 again, okay, skip 2, chain 3, and I'm going to bring you now over to this corner here because we have 20 treble crochet here, so you'll have an extra 5 chain loop in the corner. So I'm going to work you around to here, and then it'll be just repeating it the whole way around till we get back to where we started. Okay, so 3 chains. So now count your 3 chain sets. So you should, in the treble 10 treble arch, you should have 3 chain loops, 1, 2, we need to make another one, skipping 2 every time, okay, and then we're back now to jumping from here over to here. We're skipping these 4, okay, in the valley. So to do that, we have to chain our 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over we jump. And now we're back to making our 3 chain loops, and we'll have 3 of those. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 chains, skip 2, that's 1, 3 chains, skip another 2, that's 2 loops, as in 2 3 chain loops. Okay, it sounds more complicated than it actually is, so keep rewinding and pausing to help you to master this granny blanket. So we 1 2, skip 2, and we go double crochet. Now because we're at the 20 treble crochet arch, which is in effect 1 corner of our blanket, and you'll have 4 of those corners on your blanket. That's not going to change. Those 4 corners won't change. You're going to make 5 chains to make a loop. 1 2 3 4 5, and for each corner you're going to make 2 5 chain loops, and you're going to do it by skipping the 2 treble again. That's all you're going to do. Now, and then you are going to make another 5 chain loop. 1 2 3 4 5, skip 2. No, okay, so if I put it down there now, you'll be able to see it. So we're in our first full corner, and we've done our 3 chain 3 loops with our double crochet between every 2. Then we're at the corner, so let these try and be your guide so you'll see it. If you hold it out there, if I hold that out there, they're pretty much in line with our corner that we've created in the previous the 4th row behind this. So I hope I'm making sense now, and that it's not too complicated for you. So we've made our 2 5 chains, and now we're back to the 3 chain loops again, skipping 2. Okay, after we make our first 3 chain, 2 3, skipping 2, chaining 3, skipping 2, chaining 3, skipping 2, obviously our double crochet, and count them. You should have 3, 1 2 3. So in each corner, okay, for the loop round that you're making, you should have 3 chain 3 loops, 2 5 chain loops, and 3 3 chain loops. Okay, that will happen in every corner. And now we're back again now to jumping back to just the smaller arch, which will have 10 treble crochet. And again, remember, to jump across we need 5 chain, and we're skipping these 4 every time. So we're going to do 5 chain, and that's just on repeat now for this whole row. So I'll do a few more of those, and then I will meet you all the way around, and I'll show you how to finish off this round before we start the next. So the easiest way to remember, I suppose, is in the arches round you will have sets of 3 chain loops, and in the corner round you'll have 2 sets of 3 chain loops and 2 5 chain loops. Okay, and then in between we need our 5 chain every time to get across, skipping 1 2 3 4. In we go, double crochet, off we go, chain 3, skip 2, double crochet, chain 3, skip 2, double crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, skip 2, hold out your work and make sure you count them, 1 2 3. And now I need to jump across again. I need to chain 5 to jump across, 3 4 5, skipping the 4, double crochet, and now I'm back to the next corner. So I need a set of chain 3s, I need 2 chain 5s for my corner here, and then I need to finish it with chain 3 loops again. So I'm going to chain up 3. I'll just finish this corner because I'm just repeating what we did over here, and then you can try your best to get all the way around on this round, and I'll meet you then where we're going to join, and we will take it from there. So make sure you have 3 loops. So I have 1 loop, 2 loop of chain 3, 1 more, 1, 2, 3, and now I need to make my 5 chain loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skipping 2. That's my 1 5 chain loop. Okay, chain 5 for my second chain 5 loop. Skipping 2, and then I'm going to finish that with the chain 3s like I have done here. Okay, so you can see that there. So that's all you're going to do for this round. So keep going till we get all the way over here, and I'll show you what to do before we join here, and then we'll take off into the next round. Now you're probably saying finally at long last at this stage that we're coming to the end of our tutorial, and we're going to just finish off now into the last arch. So again, we're skipping, coming straight over with our treble in here, our 1 chain, and just finishing this arch for our German, what's called our German shells blanket. Just making sure I have my 1 chain between them. So this is quite a long tutorial, but I'd urge you to stick with it, even if you're a beginner, because if you've been following along our tutorials for the last couple of weeks, you'll have mastered your basic stitches by now, and we'll have covered some basic squares or patterns, stitch pattern that you could follow along. Or whatever you want to call it, or for your stitch library, new stitches for your stitch library, new techniques. And over the next couple of weeks we will be continuing with our beginners crochet library and small little projects in between. So we've covered quite a good bit now in the last couple of weeks. So we are making sure we have 10 in our last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I chained 1 more in to the last one, and we don't put a chain after the last one, and we join the round, and that finishes our, I'm just going to pull that loop up there now so I don't lose it. So that finishes our German granny shells tutorial. Okay, so I'll just zoom out a little bit there so you can see it. And your corners, you might find that your corners will start curling up, but just spread them out, and you just keep going and keep going. If I just hold that out there now a little bit so you can see it. Okay, now sorry for the heater in the background there, so if I just hold it across there. All right, so this is what it's looking like. So it does work out to be quite pretty, so I would encourage you to give that a go. All right, and stick with it, and just press pause and repeat, and you can just sew in your tails when you're finished. So it'll be very pretty blanket when it's finished. So just practice with your tutorial first to make your practice square and see how you get on with it, and share anything that you've created recently with us on the Lantern page. And till our next tutorial, I hope you enjoy this. Best of luck with it. See you all soon.